Hi guys, a lot is going on in Grindavik. If you have seen my last video about that monstrous crack right inside an indoor soccer hall, it was underneath the artificial turf, so it wasn't visible. They had to remove that carpet-like artificial grass, and then it opened the abyss underneath. It's absolutely crazy. I'll put that video in the end screen, so check it out. So the next eruption is very, very imminent, and what is happening in light of that? We want to talk about this because they're like the Fraggles again. They're building and building and building to try to prevent any eruption and any lava to do more damage to infrastructure. But on the same time, there's been news articles in the press today that says they worry about the tourism industry again, guys. I know we have to talk about this again because this is a topic that it's really, to me, leaves a big question mark, because they're saying again, because of the media coverage, the bookings have a little bit decreased for January and February. So they're talking about the media coverage. Is it the media's fault, or is it maybe the volcano's fault and what's happening on the Reykjavik Peninsula? Because if you're a tourist and the main international airport, Keflavik Airport, sits on the Reykjavik Peninsula, and the experts are saying this peninsula with all its volcanic systems and volcanoes has woken up, and we're seeing larger earthquakes above 3 like everywhere at most of the larger volcanoes on that peninsula, and multiple eruptions since 2021, and now the disaster in Grindavik with dangerous cracks, the new hazard level crack collapse. A worker has already died in a crack when he fell in. Then they're discovering more underground hidden cracks. I know they're saying these cracks and fissures that run right through the town of Grindavik, they have been there for centuries, and that's true. Some of them, the large ones and the long ones that lead right into the sea, they have been there, and then soil was thrown on it and grass was growing, so they were kind of hidden. But now they're saying we knew that they were there. But as it is described, the magma that came from the magma chamber underneath Svartsengi on November 10th, and that repeatedly caused an eruption on December 18th and January 14th, is like an underground worm making its way through all the tunnels right underneath Grindavik, so the danger level is high. So instead of blaming the media for reduced bookings, you know, if I was a tourist that would plan to go to Iceland and I see that shortly before every eruption they're opening the Blue Lagoon, although the magma chamber is right underneath, that would not give me much trust. And if I see their ministers talking about, no, it's so important, we have to keep the lagoon open and we have to do everything to do that, basically no matter what, and they're doing it. I mean, now we know the next eruption is imminent in a few days, maybe just few hours, and the lagoon is still open. And there's new GPS data that shows where is the land uprise, where is it the most, and it's dark red in the area where the power plant and the Blue Lagoon is. So why take the risk? Because of money. And I get it. Iceland is a small country and they need the income from tourism. I absolutely get this. And I don't blame them for that. But what I blame them for is tourists are not a commodity. These are lives that can be destroyed by this. So take them somewhere else. You know, it would put much more trust if they said, the lagoon area and everything around Grindavik, we want you to stay away from this, but we have organized bus tours, we have organized day trips to other outdoor lagoons and spas, and there's plenty, and we'll take you there, and we make this the greatest event for you, and then show pictures of how stunningly beautiful Iceland is, how many beautiful waterfalls, landscapes, areas, cliffs are there on this beautiful island. So organize the tours for safety reasons, and not just lure them back into that Blue Lagoon. If you know, use income from other tourist attractions and support the Blue Lagoon so that the employees can get their salary and everything. But give the tourists the feeling that you really care about their safety. That is really my opinion, and it's not about bashing anyone, but I feel that they have quite a little bit of a hostile attitude, so nobody's supposed to cover this, and if it's not covered, then the danger doesn't exist or what. So I haven't seen any unfair coverage of what has been going on, and the media and the press, even the Icelandic press, is now suing the state of Iceland because they want access to the disaster areas. They say everywhere in the world, the press covers disasters, and it needs to be documented, and it's a valuable part of history if events like this are documented with videos and pictures. But they haven't let them in much, only twice since November 10th sort of thing, and then only controlled with the rescue team. And the press is saying, well, we're covering war events, we're in Afghanistan, we're in Ukraine, which is way more dangerous. So at their own risk, let them get in and cover this. I'm two-sided, right? I'm thinking keep everyone out because it's not safe. But on the other hand, putting your head in the sand and pretending it's not there because it hurts the tourism industry. I think that hurts the tourism industry more in the long run, because if you go to a volcanic tour, like any volcanic tours that are out there, and some of the volcanoes where there's tours available just had larger earthquakes on the Reykjanes Peninsula, and would you still trust them that it's really safe there? Or the Bluffjell ski area where there were larger earthquakes, and some geologists and scientists said, well, that could be a sign that magma is accumulating. So better be safe than sorry. They're not really acting like that, and then they're sorry later when the worker fell into the crack. So this is going to be investigated, by the way, and the family says they really want an honest investigation into what has happened. I guess that their questions are, why was he left alone? Why didn't he wear a safety harness? So after all that happened, it is still a discussion, but people are angry, and I said it in my last video yesterday. They want full access to the town. And so if there wasn't any danger, and if the media is covering this so unfairly, why are they working day and night? And you can see it in on the live cameras. The Icelandic television station RUV.is, they have a very good coverage of live cams of the areas where we might see an eruption and where we have seen an eruption. And they have also a map on their website that shows exactly the range of each webcam, which cam shows what. And there you can see a lot of machines are driving around Grindavik day and night to build on the existing defense wall, to make that higher, and to build a new defense wall, or may increase the defense wall more in the eastern part. So, and now they're already talking about the Blue Lagoon area, about the defense walls. They want to close gaps, and they want to protect the Svartsengi Power Plant, but they're saying like basically the Blue Lagoon would be kind of left out of it. So they're thinking about something like that. Well, I wonder why, if the Blue Lagoon is so safe, and if the Svartsengi Power Plant is so safe. Because probably a week and a half ago, the scientists started to say it could be that we will see an eruption in the Svartsengi area where the Blue Lagoon is located, because the problem is that magma chamber that's right underneath, it's filling up like crazy, and magma tries to find another way. But what if all these existing tunnels, maybe there's a clog or something, and it's like a clog pipe in your house, and then it starts building back up, and the crust is worn out probably where the magma chamber is from so many times filling, stretching to the max, emptying a little bit, stretching to the max, so the crust gets brittle. So with every time it empties a little bit and rises again, it wears out. If you have your hair rubber band, you can only do this so many times until it weakens so much that you can't really use it anymore to hold your hair together. And that's the same with these magma chambers underneath. So the risk is definitely there. They're saying they think it's in the Hagafell area, which would be great, but they don't know. They're preparing to dig in the hot water pipes that are coming from the Svartsengi Power Plant and to build more overhead lines to secure the infrastructure. And now there's also other towns that are saying we need protection. We know that. They have even spoken about the Krysuvik and the Brennisteinsfjall volcanic systems. If they have another eruption in the Bláfjöll ski area, the lava can run right into Reykjavik because it has done so in the past. And they don't want to build a new international airport anymore. They wanted to move the Reykjavik airport, that is basically too much in the city right now, a little bit further south, basically on the coast between the Keflavik airport and Reykjavik. But the experts, the geologists have said, in light of what's happening on the Reykjanes Peninsula, it doesn't make sense to build another international airport in a zone that has the same hazard level as Keflavik airport. So a lot is going on, and I have a feeling they are not happy that some press is covering this, or some medias, or some YouTubers. And I have experienced it myself, how hostile they can be towards channels like mine. And I've heard from other people, so they don't want the coverage. So that's why I want to throw this out there, and it's not about bashing, it's just do the right thing. And guys, I've seen some comments that some of you have been in the Blue Lagoon just yesterday. I would be interested in, did they make you sign any waiver? Did you get any security evacuation training? Did they give you any advice? What if you're sitting in that large pool and an eruption happens right in the Svartsengi area? Did they give you evacuation routes, where you should get out of the pool and how to get out the fastest way? Because that pool is huge, and walking back through the water, this takes too long if the eruption is maybe right in there. So did they give you certain spots? So if you're in the back area of the pool, this is your exit, and then you run by foot. So I'd be interested in that, what they're really doing, because the only thing that they have talked about is that their staff is trained for like emergency evacuation, and they had to do emergency evacuations before every event. They opened up, and then shortly after, boof, we had another eruption, and they had to evacuate tourists at night who were staying in the hotel at the Blue Lagoon. Guys, I would like to ask you, could you please support my channel and give this video a like, leave it a comment, watch it till the end, and click the share button to give this a little bit of a push. And if you wonder what's happening down here, I have this little guy, but now Eddie will come and he'll be angry that he's on my lap. So angry, he's very possessive of me. Eddie doesn't like that. So Rudy is the youngest, and Eddie is kind of establishing himself as the boss of the pack right now, because Apollo, he's 12 years old. He just doesn't care about all that stuff anymore. He's quiet, but he shows everyone I'm the boss. And he's here now, and he usually wants to sit right next to me while the other two guys are having their pissing contest behind me. So I hope there won't be too loud, because then we will produce some more outtakes. So guys, help the four of us push this video out to help me against some bad forces that are trying to attack us here. And the dogs are angry at that too. So thank you guys, back to the video. So I've been trying for the last 5 minutes to continue with my video, but someone will not shut up. So there is Apollo in the background, and there's Rudy in the front, and I have Eddie here at my shoes because he doesn't like it when Rudy's up there. So I'm sitting here and I'm waiting till they shut up. And there's so much more going on, guys. So many news. They're saying that the disaster in Grindavik is affecting the performance of the Icelandic treasury in a negative way. And they're fighting each other over the access to Grindavik. They're very angry at the police chief in Sudorens, and he's receiving a lot of backlash, and they're calling him that he's rude to the residents and to the businesses for not letting them back into town. And there's some really strange and ridiculous rules that they have set up for, especially for the fish processing plants. And I've said it in my last video, the Aihama fish processing plant owner is super angry, and he has filed a lawsuit against the state of Iceland for violating his civil rights and for going against the constitution. But also the company Vizier that had to put 130 employees on hold, taking them out of the payroll, not firing them, but taking them out of the payroll because they can't resume operations in Grindavik. They're angry because they still have a lot of frozen fish, their valuable products that they want to get out, and still did not get out, although there was access to the town of Grindavik for a few days. So they're saying things that the rules are pretty ridiculous. Only a certain amount of people is allowed to get in there and carry the fish out, and that it has to be the same driver the next time and stuff like this. I want to talk about this in the next video so that this video doesn't get too long. My last video was really long, and guys, I forgot to put in the outtakes that I promised in my last video, the outtakes that Rudy has produced, so I'll put them at the end of this video. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support, for the supers you keep sending me and the coffees you keep buying me on buymeacoffee.com to support my channel and my farm and my animals. And thank you so much. Thank you for the wonderful comments and stories you leave on my site there. I will read every one of them and answer every one of them. I'm a little bit behind because I didn't feel so well after the dental surgery. It's day 6 after that, and it's slowly getting better, but it was affecting my sinus nerve a little bit. So I was sleeping a lot, but I'll catch up with this probably today, guys. Unless there is an eruption, then I'll be pretty busy covering that for you guys. So thank you so much. We will all see you in the next one. And I don't know, every animal that is next to me while I'm doing these videos and while I'm talking, they fall asleep or they walk away like my horses the last time. So I hope you won't. Please stay with my channel and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you very soon. Check out the 2 videos in the end screen. Bye bye. Hi guys, Rudy and we are chilling on the couch and we're watching the live feed. And what's going on around Grindavik? They are still working on the defense wall, as it seems. So it's night in Grindavik right now, and Rudy is just destroying my video. So it's nighttime in Grindavik, and it looks like they're still working on the wall. It's dark, but I can see all the lights of all the machines. You can see the lights of Grindavik, and then you see all the lights of all the machines working there. Hi guys, it's Rudy and and the other 2 guys. Outtake! Huh? If you see... Shh, Eddie! Shh. Shh. I'll be very sad. I'm done waiting. Shh. Woody! Woody! Shh. No, they're circling around my feet. And you see Apollo, he just started to sleep. Stop it!